Hi, Mario.
Hello.
Hi. Right now, you're the only one here, so we're just going to wait a minute and see if more people
All
can
right.
join us. I'm glad you made it. You're going to make it to Hawaii,
Thank you.
finally.
Yeah.
So they opened up some more positions, which is why we were able to bring you on, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your visa yet, or do you just have your embassy appointment?
Just my embassy appointment.
Okay. Okay. Well, fingers crossed. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. We should have like seven more people join us. So we'll just wait and make sure that they're here. Otherwise, it's going to be just you, which is fine. Is your meeting done?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Sheena. There's two.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I see you have your embassy appointment coming up soon.
Yes, I do.
So does Mario. Okay, we're just going to wait a few more minutes for some
Mhm.
people to join. I know
Okay,
sometimes it's hard to connect. So
okay, no problem.
Ashina, how are you?
this is
Hi,
Rashid.
I'm okay. Actually, hi, nice to meet you. I'm okay, actually. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
What
That's
time
good
is
to
it in
know.
Jamaica?
So it's 12:30. Yeah,
Okay,
12:32 to be
not bad.
exact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mario, what time is it in Romania?
It's 8:30 p.m. right now.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
So we're not keeping you up too late.
Hmm.
Okay, we'll give it two more minutes. And they'll just come in when they can come in, and then we'll just keep going. What was the meeting for?
Something that I think that's working on.
Oh, always working on something.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Sorry. We can go ahead and get started. Hopefully the other people will join us. If not, then we'll just have to hope they understand later. So, welcome to orientation. Screen. Okay, can you give me a thumbs up if you could see the screen? Perfect. Okay. Okay, so welcome to Back of House Concepts orientation. All of these photos here are pictures of our former J1 students. This is in Seattle, this is in Maryland, also Seattle, and this is in Hawaii. So this is what we'll be covering today. The welcome, the partner relationship with the hotels, our leadership introductions, BOH concepts overview, companies, policies and procedures, harassment video, pay procedures and taxes, housing, and at the end, you can ask all the questions that you want. If you see something or have a question while we go through this, please just write it down, but save it until the end. Okay, so in Hawaii, we have two um, hotels that we work with. One is the Andaz Maui, which is owned by Hyatt, and the other one is Grand Wailea, which is where most of you will be working, and that is owned by Hilton. So what is the connection between us and the two hotels? Well, Hyatt and Hilton are globally recognized brands, just like McDonald's, Disneyland, and Apple. As a brand, Hyatt and Hilton hotels deliver excellent customer service, beautiful clean rooms at desirable locations all over the world. Hyatt and Hilton corporations partner with many companies to support its mission and high standards, including back-of-house concepts. The ethical standards of Hyatt and Hilton hotels have influenced a similar ethical standard for back-of-house concepts. Back-of-house concepts employees are expected to reliably treat all guests and coworkers with respect, empathy, trust, honesty, and care, the same as any Hyatt or Hilton employee. So basically, you will be treated just like a regular hotel employee. So these are our company executives. There is Calvis Quainar, who is the founder and chief executive officer. There is Michael Isnani, who is the chief operating officer, and Ben Quainar, who is the chief financial officer. These three gentlemen created back of house concepts with the many years of experience that they have in hospitality. And here you just met him is Rashid Quainar. He's the executive assistant.
Hello, guys.
He works exclusively with the executives, but he also is kind of the everyman. He helps everyone with, any projects that they need. You're welcome to reach out to him anytime. He's very nice. He's not scary. He's a good person to talk to. And he's about your same age.
Welcome to Back of House Concept. Thank you for your decision to join this amazing family. Please know we do not take your decision for granted at all. We are truly grateful and appreciative for choosing to be a part of this amazing team. We hope that your time with us is meaningful and fulfilling in your own life journey. Thank you.
Was everyone able to hear that? Yeah, okay, good. We're having some issues with audio sometimes. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's very frustrating. But anyways, so here is our human resources team. We have Myrna Harris. She's the Senior Director of Human Resources. She has about 30 years of experience under her. We have Abdul Rafi, who's the Human Resources and Finance Generalist. He is going to be responsible for things as, deducting rent, giving you your housing deposit back, your W-2s. So he's very important. Then there's me. I'm the People and Culture Manager. You've all met me. Anna Salza, who is the Human Resource Coordinator. She is actually on leave right now, so she'll be back next week. This is your finance team. We have Ayesa Makatiani. She is our Senior Accountant. Adnan Al Hassan, who is our staff accountant. They keep all of our finances in check and make sure that everybody's on track. They're also very important. This is your housing manager. His name is Junior. He says, greetings to our J1 guests. In my name, the caretaker of the residence, we welcome you to your new home. We hope you will live here comfortably and securely. If you have any questions or needs, never hesitate to reach out to me or any of our team members. Take care and enjoy your time with us. You will hear from Junior before you arrive with your housing address, and we'll go over housing details a little bit later. Okay, so just for a quick overview, the Back of House Concepts strives to empower colleagues to think collaboratively and drive workplace innovation. We act as a community to communicate quickly and efficiently to service the needs of our clients, guests, and other colleagues. Our company mission is redefining hospitality staffing. The company vision is to build partnerships that promote diversity for all. And we may touch on these as we go along, but we'll explain more later. All right, these are our company core values. Please take a look at each one. These are the values that drive every decision in the company. These are the values that we use to create all of our policies, to discuss any, troublemaking or future employee building projects. So I'm going to pick a couple to go over, and Rashid is going to pick a couple to go over. You want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. I guess I'm gonna pick two. I'm gonna go with adaptable and passionate. I think these work a lot for me, but I think will work even better for you guys. I think you guys are coming from different places, Romania and Jamaica, and I think that it's going to take some level of adaptability in order to like be able to thrive in Maui. So I think just, being as adaptable and as open-minded as possible will take you a long way. And I think secondly, being passionate about the work you do is also equally as important. I think your ability to like wake up in the morning, with that fire to get after it and to, go to work with a positive attitude and, work productively, I think that, is very important. So if I could pick two, I guess those are my two core values to highlight for you guys.
Thank you. And just a little background on Rashid. He was born here, but he spent some time living abroad. So he really knows like both sides of the coin. I think both sides of, he sees America through a lot of different lenses. So,
Right.
Okay, so for myself, I'm going to choose accountable and empathy. I'll start with accountable. We take responsibility at each step of our partnership. We do the right thing even when no one is watching. Now, hopefully everybody does the right thing for the most part. Maybe not every single moment of the day, but at work, we hope you do the right thing. And also while you're living in the house on this program, we hope you do the right thing. We don't want to be standing over your shoulder, watching you every single moment. We will know when you go astray and when you're not accountable, but we'll also know when you're doing really well. I think it's important because it not only helps you, but it helps the team overall. It helps the hotel, it helps the guests, it helps your other colleagues. Doing the right thing just elevates your experience, not takes it down. Empathy. In serving our colleagues, partners, and guests, we are respectful and thoughtful of our individual and collective experiences. I think this is actually the most powerful one, core value, because without empathy, you don't have leaders. Without empathy, you don't have a hospitality industry, really. Empathy is the ability to feel what other people feel, know what they're going through, whether it's good or bad. And then when you know that, you know how to help them, you know what to do. So I think that's very empowering, not just for you, but for the whoever it is that you're empathetic with. Okay. But anyways, if you have time, please go through these, understand that this is where we're coming from whenever we do business. So a little bit about our company history. In 2021, the founders, which is the three gentlemen I showed you, envisioned a company that encompassed their highest values by creating employment for people of diverse backgrounds. In January of 2022, we partnered with the first Hyatt Hotel to employ 8 colleagues. That was here in Seattle, Washington. We started small, but by July of the same year, They grew to 150 colleagues in 9 hotels in the Pacific Northwest. Now, how did they do this? Well, Calvis and Michael have been in the industry for a long time. They have a lot of connections, and they work with integrity and honesty and accountability. So people trust them and reached out to them, and they asked for assistance or a partnership. We successfully completed 2 rounds of our student exchange program, which is the same program you're on, 70 students for summer and 30 for winter. Today, we employ 250 colleagues with multiple hotel brands across 12 properties in, this is actually 4 states. You grow with us. We have promoted and transferred numerous colleagues between properties. So we're here in Washington, Vermont, Maryland, and Hawaii. We used to be in Oregon. We're on pause there. For the future, we have new properties we will add new properties to our collection in new states. Plans are underway. We continue to grow our BOH community. With growth comes new opportunities for all. Some of the students who started down here in 2022, they were able to obtain a new visa, a different visa, and they are still working with us. So you never know how you're going to grow with us. Our company culture stands on a foundation of innovation, diversity, accountability, and opportunity. The company culture defines our values, guides our decisions, and fosters growth. Innovation and diversity are really 2 big ones, I think. So here's what some of our colleagues do. They are the managers of the hotel, which you will meet at the end of this orientation. You will be room attendants, but we also have house attendants. We have stewarding, which is dishwashing for the commercial kitchens, maintenance technicians, laundry attendants, culinary, guest services, restaurant hosts and servers, and market attendant. Almost every aspect of the hotel, we have employees. Not at every hotel. Every hotel does not have all of these positions available, but just across our company, we have all of these positions. Okay, so let's go over policies and procedures while you're at work. And these are going to be super important. Let's go ahead and start. Time clocks. If you've worked in the United States before, you've most likely have used a time clock. If you haven't, let me explain what it is, the why and the how. In Hawaii, you have only 2 punches. Your first punch, which is clocking in, and your last punch, which is clocking out. So your first punch, you must be dressed and ready to work. You must be already in your uniform, finished with your breakfast, ready to start work. You will use the time clock twice each day. You do not have to use the time clock for your meal break. Your meal break will last 30 minutes. Please take the time to eat, but do not go over 30 minutes because this will cause a backlog of work. The work needs to be completed in 8 hours. And you need to be honest. The hours should reflect the hours that you actually worked. So in other countries, they're paid by the day, right? So whatever time you start, whatever time you finish, you earn the same amount of money. But here in the United States, when you're an hourly employee, we pay you by the hour. And what that really means is we actually pay you by the minute. So every minute that you're on the clock or clocked in or punched in, we expect you to work. So what that means is when you get to work and maybe you're having a snack, finishing your breakfast, you are changing into your uniform in the locker rooms, that we don't consider work. So do not clock in. You must be changed into your uniform and actually ready to start work before you clock in. Your meal break, you don't have to use a time clock for this, but we want you to take your meal break, but not go over 30 minutes. So what I do is I set my alarm clock on my phone for like 23, 25 minutes, just so I know when it's time to start ending and heading back to work, washing up and everything and just ready to go back. 30 minutes can go by very fast. So that's why I put this little guy here, because it feels like you're just shoveling your food and trying to get through the day. But it's very important that you eat. You're going to be doing physical work and it's strenuous. if you don't take the time to eat, you're going to hit a wall at some point at the end, and you're just going to run out of energy. So really, you don't have to use the whole 30 minutes, but please take the time to get some food just so you have the energy to make it to the end of the day. For your last punch, that means that all your work is done. Your equipment is put away. You're still in your uniform, and then clock out. And then go to the locker room, change out of your uniform, go relax in the cafeteria if you need to, get a drink. If there's snacks, get a snack. And then, you have to get to the shuttle in time to go home. Yeah, so at the same thing, make sure that your personal time is off the clock and your work time is on the clock. Okay. Pay days, the happiest day of the week. The pay periods for each month are the 1st through the 15th, and the 16th to the end of the month, no matter which day that falls on. The pay days, the days we actually get our paycheck, are the 7th and the 22nd of each month. Always, it's always going to be the 7th and the 22nd of each month. If one of those days falls on a weekend, for instance, if the 7th of June falls on a Sunday, then you'll be paid on the Friday before the weekend. You will need direct deposit. If you don't have a bank yet, that's okay. We have something called the Wisely cards. It'll be issued to you until you get a bank account, but you don't want that for forever. So a Wisely card does not work outside of the country. So if you leave the country and all your money is on the Wisely card, you will not have access to it. So this is one of the main reasons why you need a bank account. Once you have your Social Security number, you can set up a bank account. Just so you know, Bank of America is not in Hawaii. I don't know why, but Bank of America is not in Hawaii. Wells Fargo is. One of the managers can tell you another bank that he really likes that you can use, but set up your bank account. One of the main reasons is that you can use their ATM without getting a fee. You can take out cash, you can deposit cash, you can transfer money from yourself to a friend, if you owe them money. And then when you leave the country, you could still use your bank card in your country, or you could take all the money out and use it that way. Yeah, okay, we'll go over a little bit more banking in a second. All right, overtime, everyone's favorite subject. Overtime is any time worked more than 40 hours in a week. Overtime is not approved. Overtime that is not approved by the supervisors or managers is not allowed, meaning you need to have approval before you work the overtime. Managers will tell you ahead of time if you're able to work overtime. Do not purposely work slow in an effort to make overtime. This is called time theft and will not be tolerated. You are assigned work that should be completed in 8 hours. Talk to your supervisors or managers if you need more time. So the managers work really hard in training everybody, making sure they understand what to do, and then they assign you rooms to clean based on the amount of time you have. So at first, you'll be given just a few rooms, and then you'll build up to a full board, or what we call like what the regular housekeepers get, just a full routine. But all of it has to be completed in 8 hours. If for whatever reason you cannot do this because you're missing items, or you're not feeling well, or something happened, you need to communicate to your managers and your supervisors what is going on so they can assist you. So overtime is calculated each Saturday at the Andaz and Friday at the Grand Wailea. Overtime will be paid on whichever pay period the Saturday or Friday falls on. I'll explain this on the next screen. For example, you have worked 50 hours in a week, but the end of the pay period, which is the 15th, or the end of the month, falls on a Wednesday. The overtime will be paid on the next paycheck. So let me explain what this means, because it's kind of hard. Okay, so this is this month, May 2026. So at the Ondas, all of your overtime is calculated on a Saturday. That's because the work week runs from Sunday to Saturday. For Grand Wailea, your work runs from Friday to Thursday. So Friday to Thursday. So your overtime is going to be calculated on either Thursday night or Friday morning. So it's not calculated until the end of the week. So this is why. So let's say you worked this week. Let's say you worked the 10th, the 12th, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. You worked 8 hours for each day, but on the 13th, you worked 10 hours. That's a total of 34 hours. But on the 14th, you had to call out sick. You got really sick. You couldn't come into work. And the 15th and 16th were your natural, just your regular days off. So you weren't able to work those days either. So you really only got a total of 34 hours, even though you worked 10 hours on Wednesday. They wait until the end of the week to see exactly how many total hours you work. If it's more than 40 hours, that's overtime. On this week, you did not work 40 hours, you worked 34 hours, even though you worked 10 hours on Wednesday. So that is not overtime. But let's say you did complete your work week. So you did 8 hours every day. Wednesday you worked your 10 hours. Thursday you worked an 8-hour shift. That's a total of 42 hours. So on this day, on the 16th, they added up and you have 2 hours of overtime. But you could see these orange numbers. This is the first pay period. The blue numbers, that's the second pay period. Your overtime is calculated on the second pay period. You will be paid for this because you're paid for every moment, every minute that you're clocked in, but it won't be until on the next paycheck. So the orange numbers, the 1st through the 15th, the payday is the 22nd. The blue numbers, the 16th to the end of the month. That payday is going to be June 7th. Well, this is May 7th, but June 7th is your next payday. So let's say you got your overtime on the 16th. That means it's going to be paid out for you on June 7th. And we can explain more when you actually start working and you see your paycheck and the pay periods. If it seems off, we can help you understand it. And of course, if we made a mistake, we'll fix it too. But that's what it is. It's probably easier once you start working to understand it and to see it. Okay, so let's talk about your work schedule. The work week at the Ondas Maui runs from Sunday through Saturday. At Grand Wailea, it runs Friday through Thursday. Your schedule will change week to week depending on the workload, so keep yourself flexible. So what this means is the hotel follows the business or the occupancy of the hotel, and it changes every week. So sometimes you're busy on a Sunday, sometimes you're busy on a Tuesday. It just depends on who's coming into the hotel and who's leaving the hotel. Because it changes every week, your schedule will change every week. The good thing about the housekeeping department is that you generally start in the morning and finish in the afternoon, so that if you want a second job, for instance, or you want to make plans at night, you could easily do that while working as a room attendant. Your schedule will change week to week. Yep. So keep yourself flexible. The new schedule will be posted on the wall of each department a few days before it starts. So if the new week starts on a Thursday, you will see your schedule that Friday or Saturday. I know it's not a lot of time, but since things move around so much, they really try to make it as late as possible to keep it consistent. At Grand Wailea, they start making the schedule, I think, on a Tuesday, so it'll come out like on a Wednesday. If you need a specific day off, let's say you want to go someplace with your friends, you will have to fill out a request form and give it to your manager. There are no guarantees. It's best to request the day off at least 2 weeks in advance before the actual date. Depending on your workload, the manager can approve or deny your request. If you request a day off on the busiest day, most likely you will not get it. So I would talk to your manager and work with them to kind of figure out when you might be off. And then that way you could get a few people off at a time. Don't try to get 10 people off at a time because the hotel can't manage that. They do need people to work. So two or three people is probably acceptable. In total, you will average 32 hours a week, but occasionally you may be scheduled for less than 32 hours. Typically, low hours do not persist beyond a couple of weeks. If it does, we will work with the hotel to get more hours. Okay. So I'm sure everybody has a phone. We all have phones. We use it all the time. But when it comes to work, we want you to have your phones with you because that's how we're going to communicate with you. But they're not allowed for personal use. So they're only used for work purposes. We'll call or text to give you important instructions on your work. So we do want you to stay connected with us. But while you're working, personal phone calls are not allowed. You can make personal phone calls during your breaks. So during your lunch break, when you're off, of course, you can make personal phone calls. But while you're at work, we want you to focus on the work. Anyone who is found using their phone for personal use will be given a written warning. 3 warnings can lead to termination. Personal phone calls are never allowed while you're working in the public areas. If they ask you to work in a public area, you're never on the phone. It looks unprofessional. It just looks like you're not working, basically, and it would upset the guests. Yeah, but communicate with us. Communication is really important. It's just while you're at work, focus on the work. Okay, grooming standards. I think we've told everybody to wear black non-slip shoes. These are most likely like athletic shoes, anything that's non-slip, anything that has a grip to it, but nothing with a big logo, nothing, Adidas, Nike, those are fine, but nothing with a big design on it. All black pants, khaki preferred, no yoga or sweatpants. So when everybody asked me, okay, what kind of pants can I wear? I took a picture. This is basically the pants we want you to wear. You need to be able to bend and move in it, and don't mind that it gets dirty, because it will get dirty. Appropriate uniform. This will be assigned to you on the first day. I think we've been reaching out to everyone to send us their shirt size that we can plan your uniform. Yeah, that will be assigned to you, given to you. You will be responsible for washing it. You'll have a washer and dryer at the home where you can wash your work clothes. Body piercings are not allowed with the exception for the traditional single hole ear piercing. Same with tattoos. So if you have tattoos, you will just have to cover up. You could wear long sleeves. It's on your neck. I mean, I don't know, turtleneck, something. It's on your hands. We have gloves. So really, like we said before, Hyatt and Hilton are like brands. You have to fit the brand standard. When you're out of work, you could do whatever you want, but at work you have to fit to the brand standards. Maintain good hygiene, personal hygiene, shower every day and use deodorant. If you don't know which deodorant to use, let us know. We'll help you out with that. So really quickly, let's go over workplace safety. This is really important because people do get hurt, and we don't want you to get hurt. We want you to be safe. We want you to pay attention to your surroundings. Thousands of people come through the hotel. Little kids, older people, dogs, lots of people come through the hotel. Please pay attention to what's going on around you. Properly use machines, tools, and equipment. If you use it improperly, it could break or you get hurt. Practice good posture and lifting. This is really important for room attendants. There's a right way and a wrong way to make a bed. And if you're bending over and doing that multiple times a day, like 20 times a day, your back is going to get hurt. Your shoulders are going to get hurt. We want you to bend with your knees, get down on your knees to make the bed, to tuck in the corners. Hopefully your managers, your trainers will show you how. It's really important to do it this way because you don't want to get hurt. You take regular breaks. Make sure you take your lunch break. If you're exhausted and you just need a 5-10 minute break, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. But let people know that you just need a moment and to rest for a minute and then keep going. Use proper safety gear. So we can get you a back brace, knee pads, gloves, goggles, wrist guards. Like we could get you anything that you need if you need it. We would much rather you be safe than be hurt. So this is physical labor. This is really hard work. If you start feeling a twinge of, pain somewhere, tell your manager so they could get you some proper equipment. Okay. Same with use appropriate aid. I knew housekeepers who used to like turn the trash cans upside down so they could reach things in high places. Please ask for assistance, okay? We don't want you hurting yourself. Just if you need help, ask for help, especially with like moving heavy furniture and things like that. Report all safety issues to your supervisor. This is not just injuries, this is anything, just anything. Just make sure everybody is safe. Keep emergency exits clear. If there's an emergency, like we do have like fire alarms that go off. There are tsunami warnings that go off. Like we need to keep those exits perfectly clear because people panic and they rush towards the exit. They need access to the exit. So never put your cart, you're going to have a big cart. Never put your cart in front of the exits because we all need access to that exit. And if you're not thinking clearly, like people could get hurt. Reduce work-related stress. So as Rashid kind of talked about earlier, you're coming from a different country, you're learning a new system, you're surrounded by new people in a new language, and it could be very stressful. It could be almost traumatic. We want to make sure that your mental health is as safe and as good as your physical health. So please reach out to us, reach out to a friend if you need assistance. That's what we're here for. That's what Human Resources is here for. So please reach out to us anytime. Report all workplace incidences. I will tell this story because it's a little bit funny, but it also illustrates like why we need to be so safe. So one hotel that I was working for, they had the Delta Airlines flight attendants and pilots stay there overnight, like every day. Somehow, some way, there was a flight attendant who found his way in the middle of the night to our commercial kitchen area, which is like below, like in the very basement of the hotel. He found his way to the commercial kitchen area, into the freezer, and found a tub of ice cream, like a giant tub of ice cream, and was eating out of that. And I don't even know, like I've been in that kitchen multiple times. I've never seen where the ice cream is, so I don't know how he found it, but he found it all while not wearing any pants. Like he wandered, I don't know how he did it, but he wandered somehow down into the basement, found a tub of ice cream, started eating from it, all while not wearing pants. So just, you never know what's going to happen in a hotel. So please, if you see something strange, report it. If you see somebody doing something that isn't right, not just colleagues, but guests, please report it because it's unusual. If guests are talking to you and you don't want them to talk to you, or they're following you, you don't want them to follow you, let us know right away. You never know. Most of the time, everyone in the hotel is just doing their own thing. They just want to have a good vacation, but you never know what's going to happen. Okay, smoking breaks and alcohol use. If you smoke, we have smoking designated areas. In the United States, I think there's no smoking allowed inside any building unless it specifically says. All smoking, including vaping, must be done in designated areas outside 25 feet away from the building. Your manager at the hotel can show you where that is. At the house, just be away from the house. Don't be on the porch. Don't be in the, back area, underneath the awning. Like, you're doing it away from the house so the smoke does not come into the house. There's a lot of smoke damage that can come into the house if you're smoking and vaping, and then it costs hundreds of dollars to fix it. And we're going to pass that cost on to you if it's in the house, so please don't do it. Smoking breaks must coincide with your regular break time. You only have one 30-minute meal break. Smoking is not an excuse for extra breaks. You can't say, well, I'm going to take a 15-minute break just because I smoke. No, sorry. You have to do that on your own time. If anyone younger than 21 years old is caught drinking, they can be heavily fined and jailed. Oh, sorry, I skipped the part. The drinking age in the USA is 21 years old. If anyone is caught serving alcohol to someone younger than 21, they can also be fined and jailed. So let's say you guys go out to the beach. Your friend is 18 years old, but you're more than 21 years old, or you're 21. You can drink, that's fine, but you cannot give alcohol to your younger friend. If you do, your friend could get in trouble and you can get in trouble. I know in Hawaii, I looked it up, the fine for serving alcohol or buying alcohol for someone younger is like $2,000. So they take it very seriously. So just be very, very careful. I know most people are used to drinking in their own country, so it's an adjustment, and I understand that. As a housekeeper, if you find alcohol in the room, please bring it to the managers. Do not take it home. You can be terminated if you take it home. In general, if you find anything in the room, anything of value, please bring it to your managers because it's not yours. It belongs to the guests and it belongs to the hotel. It does not belong to you. We've had a few people terminated because they just assumed that the guest was not going to come back and they took something home. And they said it was a mistake, but we couldn't prove that it was a mistake, right? So never take something home. Always bring it to your managers. They will have the right way to handle it. Usually if you put it in a bag, put the date, the room number, your name, hand it over to your managers. If it's something of value that you like and you say you want it, you like it, and if somebody doesn't claim it and you want it, put your name on it, tell your managers. If it's like a sweater or something, like say, oh, this is really nice. I fit me. If they don't claim it, may I have it? And then you can have it. But talk to your managers about that. There'll be a certain way to do that. Just never ever take something home, ever. Anything of value. You will be maybe a little bit surprised that people leave so much stuff behind. People will leave laptops, earbuds, headphones, jewelry, cash, high-end alcohol, like high-end champagne, tequila. I mean, just they will leave all sorts of stuff behind, and it's a little bit surprising. Mostly because they just don't want to carry it back home with them. And they don't use it, whatever. But it's not yours. Give it to the hotel if you want it. Put your name on it. Ask if you can have it. If you can't, if no one claims it, and then it could be yours in a month. Okay. All right. Back to smoking and alcohol. The hotels are a drug-free work site. Anyone at work under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or drugs can be terminated. That includes, like if you had a really big night before, and in the morning you're working, but you're still a little under the influence, like that counts. Like you can be sent home, you can be terminated for that. So just please be responsible. If you're the age of drinking, you're going to be treated like an adult. Well, all of you are going to be treated like an adult and are going to be expected to behave and drink responsibly, just like any other adult. Okay. No unauthorized visitors. So only employees are allowed in the work areas. If you have a friend who wants to come visit you, you can never bring him back into the area where you work. So non-employees are never allowed in the work areas. Friends can wait for you in the lobby or outside the hotel, but never in the work area. Never bring him down to it's called the back of the house area. Funny. Never bring him to the back of house area. That's not a place for them. Even though you're an employee and you work in the hotel, do not come into work on your days off to visit friends. You guys are very charming, very nice. We like you. We want to talk to you and hang out with you, but you're a distraction to us who are trying to work. So don't come in on your days off. That's not the place to socialize. Wait for your friends after work and socialize there. Do not eat in the cafeteria on your days off. So both the Andaz and the Grand Wailea will give you a free meal on the days that you work. And the chefs only cook the amount of food needed for the number of employees working that day. So if you're coming in on your day off, you're taking away food from somebody who's actually working. And it's not just the daytime employees, it's the evening employees, it's the overnight employees who are waiting for that meal. So please do not come in on your days off to eat in the cafeteria. On those days that you're on your own, you need to find your own food. Okay, sexual harassment awareness. Sexual harassment is very big in this country. We take it very, very seriously. We have a zero tolerance policy. The hotel has a zero tolerance policy. What we need to understand is perception over intention. We want to avoid conversations about sex, gender, marital status, age, and race. If you feel like someone is harassing you, please tell your manager. You can also reach out to Myrna Harris, who's Director of Human Resources. You can reach out to any of us in Human Resources. You can reach out to Rashid if you want, just anyone. If you rather talk to a friend and have your friend come talk to us, that's fine too. Harassment can come from anywhere. It could come from a friend. It could come from a guest. It could come from managers, anywhere. It could come from complete strangers off the street, who wander into the hotel. So it could come from anywhere. Just be aware of it and let your managers know. We're going to go into a video right after this, and sometimes the sound works and sometimes it doesn't. So I would just tell you this story, and then hopefully we'll be able to hear the sound. So we had a lobby porter who was expected to clean the fitness center, the gym of the hotel, which he did. He walked into the gym. There was a female guest leaving the gym, and he said to her, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or "You're very beautiful." She said, "Thank you," and she left the gym. What he didn't see is that she left the gym, went into the hallway, and then went back into the locker room. He continued to work. His job was to replenish the hotel, the towels, take away the dirty towels, wipe down all the machines, wipe the floor, and then replenish the towels in the locker room. So he took his towels to the locker room, knocked and announced himself, and he didn't hear anything. He did this 3 times, which is the protocol. That's what you're supposed to